Hello guys, it's Shockwave King, and we're back here once again. And you saw the title of the video, who is the true author of Hajime Ippo? And some might say, why would I bring this up? Why would this be a subject of conversation? It's obviously George Morikawa. Well, I thought the same thing too, but I went back, I was watching like episode 40 to 41 of the season 1 Hajime Ippo, and all I gotta say is just like season 1 of Hajime Ippo is just fantastic. That entire Rookie King tournament thing, it's just excellent. It is excellent. Like while we watching it, I heard something that Iwazawa said that is so significant, so potentially mind blowing. It could change the outlook on the series entirely, and that is Iwazawa said from his own mouth. Well, let's go back. It was all after he becomes Ippo friends, after he becomes one of Ippo's biggest supporters, and Ippo stopped boxing because his mother had a health scare for being overworked by herself. It was always sure to it's just like, I need a job, man. I just can't. Whatever. I can't recall you exactly say you need a job, but I cook my job. If I need some help, come on, Ippo. I can help you out. You can go back to boxing. You'll be all fine. First day, it was always struggling. Second day, it was always struggling. Third day, it was always at his limit. And it's just like this. I think this guy done lost his lunch. And he just vomits over the side. I mean, it's just like after the third day, Ippo expected Iwazawa to quit. I mean, Iwazawa's over there, like he over here thinking about his life decisions, and he's just like, I can't keep doing this. I just can't keep doing this. But it's just I don't want to ditch Ippo either. So it's just like then Iwazawa sees Ippo shadowboxing, and he's just it's one of the greatest, saddest moments of the series. When Iwazawa sees Ippo shadowboxing, and he's just bust out crying to himself. But he shows it the next day. Ippo's just like, what are you doing? I really expected that you were gonna leave. Not Ippo. So go out there and go boxing. But you better guarantee this one thing though. You better go out there and box. If not, I'm gonna give you a beating. And the whole thing is, Iwazawa said that he was gonna make a boxing manga, but not any boxing manga. A boxing manga based off of Ippo's life. And that was been a plot point that's just been sitting there in the back of the series. It had never been addressed. No one has talked about it. No one has made like any major point about it. It's like a one-off line that no one looks at. If you truly think about it, could it be a possibility that this entire time Iwazawa was writing the story? And then on top of that, slowly, Iwazawa is proving his word with working with Huriko, Ippo's mother, at the fishing boat rental and making up these rough drafts for manga. Then Takamura rips it because he's the great Takamura, sadly. And it's just, and the messed up part about it, he rips it. You can't even fight him about it. That's the messed up part about it. You can't even fight him about it. And then just like he actually become an assistant with small time manga, and then like everything become a better assistant, and just over time it's just been, in my opinion, showing more and more evidence towards the fact that Iwazawa is going to actually write the boxing manga. And on top of that, if that's the case, then what are the actual chances? What are the actual chances that Hajime Ippo this entire time has been written by your boy Iwazawa the entire time? One of the greatest turnaround characters the world has ever seen. Like seriously, it was always easily top 5, top 15. Not top 5, top 10, top 15. More likely top 10, 15 best characters in the entire series outright. And it's the greatness, man. It is a greatness. And it's just, sure, there is one thing that could go against this theory entirely. And that is, Iwazawa wasn't always there to see every single thing. Which is factual. He wasn't always there. He wasn't. But even though he wasn't always there to see everything that was happening, to see things from first person perspective, you can always get information from other people. And sure, he wouldn't know like what people like Alfredo Gonzalez or David Eagle or people like that, he wouldn't know what they're thinking, but he at least met like or seen a few of them. But like he wouldn't know why David Eagle is so pushing to see what Takamura, what's so good about Takamura. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't know about the whole Brian Hawk scene and how he's just like he left Brian Hawk a broken mess. In my opinion, he wouldn't know about that. But it's just like He can always improvise. Like seriously, like you find rare movies and books of fiction that is a one by one direct counterpart. So he did say he could make. Then again, yeah, he said he'd be making a boxing manga, not an autobiography. He could take some serial liberties. He can take some liberties, and if he can, then it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. But all I can say is, it'll be quite amazing. Quite amazing if this entire time Imazawa was the author of Hajime Ippo. It really will be interesting. It really would. Now, would it change anything drastically? It's just be like, wow, it's just this. We could never look at the series the same after this. In my opinion, no. In my opinion, nothing really changes. Imazawa actually is the writer. It's just he wrote the story. Cause like after every fight, there's a record card. But who else? In the in-universe type thing, obviously nobody be able to see the record card. But if you make it like a semi-autobiography manga, the record card would be reasonable to put there every single time. Besides from the time when there are mistakes, and if there's a mistake, they should just be. It wouldn't be George's fault. You could just blame it on Imazawa, but it wasn't my fault. It was Imazawa who drew the wrong belt on Void when he wanted. It was Imazawa made that mistake. It wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me. All right, George. We believe you. Maybe that's George's excuse in the editing room. What is this, George? Takamura get thrown out and win it again? It's Imazawa's idea. You gotta get point. You gotta get point. Printed. But it really is an interesting thing. I really would like to know how such a thing would turn out. But it's been more shocked with you guys' thoughts and opinion. Do you believe that Imazawa is the true writer and the true author of Hajime Ippo? Is it possible? In my opinion, it very well could be, but it wouldn't be one of those things where just like if he's not, it's unforgivable. You don't betray me, George. It's unforgivable. And one of those things, if it is, it comes around full circle, and it'll make for like an amazing ending type thing. To my dear friend Ippo, one of the greatest friends I ever had at the very end. And then you have Ippo, Kumi, and a dog. Maybe a child, maybe not. Cause it begins to like some post-boxing type Ippo type stuff, and it's just, who knows where it really end up. Will Aoki repeat the exact same mistake? Will you repeat the exact same action of his parents having 8 children, even though his children would be in way better condition than what he was born in? My God, talk about, he's been struggling since day one. Itagaki and Mai, things like that. With the whole Itagaki and Mai, you can just get secondhand information. Cause he doesn't have it as a good as relationship with like guys like Takamura or Yoki as Ippo does. He does know him, and he does like talk to him from point to point. Like when Ippo planned on turning himself in for smacking some sense in the Teihei, he was just like he's going over there to turn himself in. Now just leave him. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He says he'll be all right. They've known Ippo way too much to say he'll be all right. The fact that they even fear Ippo turning himself in, that's concerning. You just don't feel nothing. You just he'll just be all right. Really, just. But hey, who else would know him better than his unofficial 3 second brothers? Who else would know him better? But guys, it's been a shockwave kid. Do you believe that the entire series is written by Imazawa this entire time? This is my second time recording this video. The first version was a lot longer, but of course I botched the ending of the video, and it erased everything on the PS4. So just too bad for me. But it's been Booming Shockwave King. Comment, like, subscribe, do the usual, I guess. I don't know if people watching these videos or not. But do you believe Imazawa's the author or not? It's been Booming Shockwave King and now. Peace.